Hi there. I'm here with my partner in crime and my dear friend Kim Marie. We just bought an apartment in Nice, France, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the logistics and how it all came about because even though I'm a real estate agent here in California, it's not quite the same process. And I was really lucky to find an agent there that is kind, helpful, knowledgeable, patient, honest above all, and a connector. So when we started working with him, he connected us with a notary, English speaking notary, an insurance agency, figured out how to open a bank account, a cell phone subscription. After the sale, he helped us getting the Wi-Fi connected and setting up electricity bills, all those things that are really hard in French because our French is a little limited.
Also, doing anything in France turns out to be 3 times harder
Yeah.
than it is in the US, even if you spoke French.
Well, yeah, because our furniture deliveries, it was pretty much a third attempts for each delivery. So
Somebody told me that everything gets done in France, but it gets done on the 3rd time you try,
yeah,
which I think we both found to be really true. And I
for
think
sure.
without a partner like Vahe, who was plugged in, connected, spoke English, and connected us with people, I
Yeah.
can't imagine what people without
Yeah.
resources like that do. You're just lost. And
It wasn't really even stressful because of him, because he took on a lot of that work on, trying to figure out explaining the contract to us, which was very different from a California purchase contract. So what I'm trying to say is like having a partner, which now Vahe is my actual real estate business partner because I am affiliated with Leggett International Agency in France. So if anybody is looking to purchase something in France, all over France, because it's a national company, you can always contact me to get my little tidbits on how it happened for us and how we made it easy with the help of all these people that supported us. So I think it's super important that you rely on the people who know what they're doing. And we
yes,
certainly did that because we did have the trust in Vahe and all the people that he recommended, wouldn't you say?
I would say that I didn't realize what a benefit that was when I went into this project with you. But I look at people who are trying to do this without a partner like that, and they're lost.
Yeah.
And it's already somewhat of a challenging process, but not as bad as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
People are kind of overly impressed with me, and I'm not sure they should be. They're like, well, you did that? I'm like, yes, I did, but I had such great partners.
Right.
I would say the hardest part, in addition to the Wi-Fi, because remember the
Yeah.
last time that like sometimes they'll just say, no, it's possible. And you're like, but it has to be. No, no, it's possible. Also, it's lunch. It's getting a bank account because in France, it's very challenging to get a bank account as an American because the IRS makes every bank internationally report to them. So they don't want to do it. None of
Yeah.
us want to do it.
Right.
And each relationship is client to banker. You can't just walk into a branch and work with the branch. You're working with a specific banker, and that banker has to be willing to work with you to open an account.
Exactly.
And the first guy that I met with,
That was a nightmare.
oh my gosh, he talked to me for an hour about himself, which was super helpful. Not. And then as we got into the specifics of the bank account, he said that I needed to have 30,000 euros on deposit, which I don't know why. He never told me why. And I said, well, what kind of, product could I put that in? Like, do you have, CDs? Like, am I making interest? He's like, no,
You're just gonna have to have it
you
sit
just,
there.
yeah. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, well, I'm not necessarily opposed to this. My brother works for the IMF and the Treasury and he lives overseas. So I'm going to ask him some questions. He was like, well, he's not going to tell you anything
Yeah.
because he doesn't know what I know. This guy knew everything. And so as I was about to leave, he's like, I think I could get the bank to do it for 15,000 instead. I'm like, is this a
Negotiation.
used car sale?
Yeah.
Like, is it a rule? Is it
Yeah.
not a rule? Is the rule fungible? And so I left and then I went to a different bank where there was no minimum.
Yeah.
But then
You
everything,
learn.
but you've got to find that banker who's
Yeah.
willing to work with you. And it took us 3 times to meet with her.
Yeah.
Remember
See?
that? We were
Third
there.
time.
The third time's the charm.
And patience is a
and
virtue.
patience. And that's why people think the French don't like them. Because first of all, people walk in, they don't say bonjour. If you walk in anywhere and you don't say bonjour, you are immediately
You're dismissed.
they're
That's it.
gone. They're
Yeah.
never going to be nice to you.
Yeah.
And then secondly, Americans were like, well, this needs to get done. And they're
Happen today,
like,
right?
nope, it does not.
By the
Because
way, it's holiday and we don't work on Friday
oh
afternoons
my
or
gosh, my
Saturdays or
banker,
Mondays.
my banker, my fabulous banker who did not charge me a minimum, her signature line says absent every Friday. Like,
Yes.
cheers to you,
Yep.
girl. That's
I
amazing.
know.
Sante.
Sante.